Anthropic just released Claude Fable 5 and Claude Mythos 5, so here's everything you need to know. First of all, what's the difference between Fable 5 and Mythos 5? So Mythos is the new family of Claude models. We have the Sonnet family, the Opus family, now we have the Mythos family. Underneath that Mythos umbrella, we have Fable 5. And the difference between Fable 5 and Mythos 5, and it can be a little bit confusing, is Fable 5 is the exact same as Mythos 5, but with additional guardrails. And these guardrails are related to things like cybersecurity and like biology research. So if you're using Fable 5 and you ask some question related to cybersecurity and thinks you're a bad actor, it's just going to route that to Opus 4.8. Now, in terms of benchmarks, as you see here, Mythos 5 and Fable 5 pretty much run the table against every other model. It beats it in coding work, knowledge work, vision work, everything. And some of these jumps are pretty significant. When we look at Opus 4.8 on agentic coding, it's at 69.2, and over here with Mythos 5, it's at 80%. For agentic coding, again, with Frontier Code, 29.3 versus 13.4, so a true leap forward. Now, what about the cost? Well, in terms of API cost, it's straight up double what Opus 4.8 is, but as you can see from this graph, we are getting significantly higher scores. So it's more effective, but it costs a lot more, but it is more token efficient. So while it's double the token cost, you won't use as many tokens. From this graph, we can also see what sort of settings we should be using with Fable 5. If you want the best bang for your buck, we're going to want to be on extra high because while we do get better scores with max, the juice isn't really worth the squeeze and we have a significant increase in cost versus accuracy. Of note, if you're using any of the Mythos models, you're now going to be subject to their new data retention policy where they're going to be holding on to your data for 30 days. They have added some guardrails so the data isn't used to train the models, but the idea is they can look at this data and institute new protections if their guardrails aren't working. Lastly, while this is generally available on all your subscription plans, that's only going to be until June 22nd. After that, it's going to be moving to API pricing tentatively. So just be aware of that. So huge leap forward, more expensive, and potentially you're going to have to pay for it via API tokens, which is very expensive at the end of this month.